Well, how you do, buckaroos? How the heck are you? Here, let me show you that glass there. Look at that beautiful color. Slightly cloudy, but I wouldn't call it murky. Arkansas Farmhouse Ale. A true Arkansas beer brewed with grits and rice. What it doesn't say on the can, it says on their bottling website, is that he uses local Arkansas ingredients. That's why it's an Arkansas Farmhouse Ale. And it's milled locally at War Eagle Mill, which is well known in those parts. 9.2%. Oh my gosh, doesn't say the IBUs here, and I don't remember them off the top of my head because I didn't look up any information before I started. I've actually done this beer before, so I'll look up those pertinent numbers later. But yeah, I first had it a couple years ago when I was at the brewery. I had it about, I don't know, well, I think I revisited it, a few months ago in Bombers, but it just started getting in cans. I was able to find a 6-pack of it. So I thought I'd buy it. It runs, again, keep in mind, this is a 9.2 ounce beer, or 9.2 ounce, 9.2% beer, 9.2 ABV. Forgot what I was saying there for a second. So 9.2%, right? And it runs, I believe, $11.49. It runs between 11 and 12 bucks a 6-pack at most of the stores out there. And at this time, you've got to go to Arkansas to get their stuff. But again, even $11 and $12 a 6-pack, we're talking about a 9.2% great big farmhouse ale. I believe what's tank 7, about 7%? Maybe it's 8, I don't remember now. Still, this is bigger. No, I really like the Take 7 is a good beer. For me, I like this one because, again, it's kind of unique to Arkansas. It uses those ingredients, but I also feel it has more dimension. There's a lot going on here. And again, a lot of us beer geeks make a lot of issue about adjuncts in beer with the big macros, those 30-pack beers that taste like corn and rice. Corn and rice aren't necessarily the enemy. It's the quality of the ingredients that you're using and the amount that you're using. The problem with those 30-pack beers that taste like corn syrup is that they're using cheap ingredients and they're using a whole lot of it. Here I've got a product that uses the right amount of the best quality ingredients you can find. The aromas are beautiful here. Wow, it's a little floral, as you expect the style to be. You can detect a little bit of alcohol on the nose, but not in an overwhelming sense. And it does feel like a farmhouse ale, but it doesn't feel... Oh, how do I say this right? It does feel like, it feels more like an interpretation of than an actual, Belgian farmhouse. You can tell it's got an American influence. And I mean that as a positive, although some are going to take it as a negative. I mean, you can tell you're drinking a great big American craft beer. It's great big, and you can feel some of that alcohol in there. But what's nice is that finish at the end that just kind of draws it all together. It feels a little fruity in the middle, and I'm getting hints of apricot in there. Oh, I can't believe I did that. I just shook my camera there. There's certainly some herbal notes, and the finish is very earthy, but it dries up nicely. It's just an enjoyable beer. Now, it's not one you probably want to have 10 of. It may not even one you want to have 2 of it tonight, but it's certainly one you want to really enjoy one at. I mean, I would bring a 6-pack to a picnic or gathering of some sort, and just share it between everybody. Have everybody drink one, or so have 6 people drink one, just enough to enjoy it, feel the flavors, and then move on to lighter stuff. No, you don't want to, you're not gonna drink 9.2% all night long. But even at 9.2%, it does feel fresh. It feels crisp. It feels clean, and although you can feel some of that alcohol, I don't know that it feels like 9%. It feels like you probably could drink a lot of this if you wanted to. Personally, I'm going to limit myself to 1 can at a time. When they had the bombers, I limited myself to 1 bomber at a time. So I guess that'd be 2 cans. Do what you got to do. But yeah, I mean, 1's probably going to be enough. It's got some great big flavor. But you know, I've talked with this with several craft guys before, though. Craft beer drinkers, for the most part, there are some exceptions, but for the most part, drink different than macro drinkers. Well, macro drinkers are brand specific. Most of them will only drink 1 brand unless it's not available. Whereas most craft drinkers will walk into a tap room or a craft beer bar and drink 6 different beers. If we're having 2, 3, or 4, there are 4 different beers. You know, we're not having the same style over and over again. For the most part, there are exceptions, but for the most part, that's how most craft beer drinkers drink. We want to have different stuff all night long. Oh, wow. Bright, fresh, fruity, and a little floral. There you go. So there you go. Let me show you the can here one last time. A Farmhouse isn't something you typically see in cans, so I'm kind of glad they canned it. It is one of their most popular beers, or one of the reasons they can this and their Dirty Blonde, which is a 5% Kolsch style ale. See, it says 9%, 9.2 on there somewhere, or I don't remember where now. There it is. Can you see that there? 9.2%. There you go. Hey, I'm Tony the Beer Whisperer, and we'll talk to you later, man.